Welcome back. Session 19, going over last year and my prediction for 2024. Share the screen and get right into her. So let's see here. Dow Jones ended last year 328 was where we started, and we ended up at 376 for 14.6 gain. 2024 expectations, I predict a solid year. Again, we're going to start it off at 376. I predict 15% gain again for this year. Low, I think we'll hit 355 and we'll bounce back to 409. I think we'll end on a high note. Last two quarters will pretty much be a straight ramp up. And this is how I got this data. So for the last 20 years, I tracked the Dow Jones 8% on average. And not only that, variance, low to high of 25%. So 2015, 2016, 15%. The low was 159, high 183. 2016, 17, 29%. The low was 155, high was 200. 17, 18, 26% variance of 198 was the low, high was 249. 18, 19, 20%, 223 to 267. 19 to 20, 22% variance. 234 was the low, 286 was the high. 2020, we hit the pandemic. March 16th at the lowest point. But even that being said, it bounced back and we end up having a high of 303 for the year, 60% variance. 21 to 22, 21.4 variance, 299 was low, 363 high. 22 to 23, 26.4 variance, 363 to 287. And last year, we started low, ended up high, 17%, low to high variance. And of course, like I said, next year I predict 15%. This number here was just figuring 8%. And I figured over 2 decades of data to reflect this number. So 190, 205, 221. Average for 2023 would have been 352. And that's kind of where we hit. The green highlight just shows average. The red shows low or bear market. Purple is hyper market. I think this will be another just kind of average market. Most of them are just average. And that's how I get that. So by figuring this out, that'll allow me to have goals and knowing when to sell a position, when to enter a position, that type of thing. Our goal is always, buy low, sell high. That at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do is just make money in our investments. So what am I doing today? I'm just going through all the positions I have, and I'm going 20% of what I currently bought at, and just figuring how likely I am to hit that 20%. Now, what is 20%? What does it mean to you? I mean, these are questions that you want to jot down, and when you give it meaning, that then you have a purpose, right? So 20%, you might be like, well, I only have $1,000. So what does that mean to you, for me? Well, that only means, $200. Well, that's a poor way of looking at it because now you started out with 1,000, but now you got 1,200. So now you have 1,200 to play with, and that 20% is more than the 200. And you go from there. So basically, everyone starts somewhere. No matter where you start, it's just how you view the percentages. Usually at a bank, you get anywhere from 1 to 3%. It was 2% for a long time. Recently, now it ramped up. You should be getting, anywhere from 3.5 to 5%, depending on how you shop it. But 20% is my goal in the market. The average is 8%. If you buy the high and low, then these reflect what you can expect year to year. And this is not negative at all. I mean, everything is very positive because you're in a market that rewards investors. Are you in companies that reward the investor? Or are you in companies that do not reward the investor? A simple way to figure that out is by using stock analysis. Stock analysis, I was just analyzing the stock today, NSA, their storage company, and here's their dividend layouts. You can see from 2015, they gave the investor 15 cents. Then they ramped it to 19, 20 cents, 24, 26, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 38, 41, 45, 50, 55, 56. If there's something to note, they reward the investor. You know, obviously they have struggled during these times, but they still paid you, the investor, higher amounts going forward. Very important to know, because some companies do not do that. I like companies that award the investor, reward the investor. This is Taiwan Semiconductor. We'll look at them and see what they have done. 39, 57, 75, 92, $3, $1, 26 cents, 32 cents, 39 cents, 37 cents, 37, 42 cents. Very sporadic and all over. Which one would you rather have? What company would you rather own? What company would you rather be a part of? These are the questions and analysis that you need to do. And you only know that in time. I invest in Taiwan, and yes, I'm very disappointed that they have their free cash is always increasing, but at the end of the day, they don't think of the investor. So maybe I get my 20% and sell and go into a company that does reward the investor, something like 3M. 3M company has been noted as a company that always increases dividend. 85 cents, $1, $2, $11, $18, $36, $44, 48, 50 cents. They're always increasing their dividend because they care about the investor. They know that getting money from the investor is their goal. That's their importance. That's what they want to do, even though they're struggling. They've been struggling for the last few years. You know, the pandemic hurt them just like a lot of companies, but yet they pay out a higher dividend because they know it's important to us. So it's something to keep note of. And we'll be watching the companies that support the investor and the ones that don't. And on this channel, we'll go over it in greater detail. And the companies that we selected for the last 2.5 weeks, I'll be getting on the phone talking to them, and we'll record those calls to see how we handle it and see how these companies will impact our lives. Have a great new year. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Bye.